Today is July the 30th, 2017. My name is Espinola Quinn. I'm interviewing a gentleman, Mr. Therman Arnold, in reference to an incident regarding O'Neal Bosley and Leon Gudo. Mr. Arnold, could you please state your name and your address, please?
Therman E. Arnold, 32870 Unit B, Highway 405, White Castle, Louisiana.
Okay, Mr. Arnold, could you give us your date of birth, please?
1858.
Okay, and the last four of your social, please?
7871.
Okay, Mr. Arnold, I need to speak to you regarding a meeting or a conversation that you may have been a part of or that you witnessed between O'Neal Bosley Jr. and Leon Gudo. I understand that you, on a particular date, was a part of a conversation between the two gentlemen regarding a contractor's license. Could you, in your own words, just basically tell me about that situation, about that, what you witnessed?
Okay, well, I'm a minister, and I'm all about helping people, especially black people, right? I mean, I know how far we're behind. I know how difficult it is sometimes for us to work together and cooperate. Leon and O'Neal have been knowing one another for a while. I'm aware of a relationship with them, a very personal relationship.
When you say a while, Mr. Arnold, could you maybe be just a little bit more specific? A year, 2 years?
Well, when O'Neal worked with an electrical company is when they met somewhere in Baton Rouge, right? And they were in some kind of job dispute up there. And O'Neal told me about him about 3 or 4 years ago. I met Leon at O'Neal's father's pool place. But they shoot pool by the railroad track in White Castle. It was Leon and two other guys, I believe. Right? Anyway, I met him for the first time then, and then I met him other occasions here in White Castle. We did a video together discussing some of the problems that black people were having in the community, injustices in particular we were talking about. And I really enjoyed the relationship between O'Neal and Leon. I saw two young black men working together, cooperating together, and everything. Now,
so again, you're saying, I just want to make it clear that it is your understanding that O'Neal and Leon Gudo had a long-standing relationship. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead on. Continue.
Right. That was my understanding, and I got a post saying, well, Leon actually missed that saying 10 years. He met him 10 years ago. Anyway, I don't know the exact time, but I know it's been a while. So anyway, we are oftentimes exposed to a lot of business opportunities and ventures. I know a lot of people because I'm a minister, and I'll be 60 years old in January, so I've been around a little while. A friend of mine called me from Lake Charles about Restore, Louisiana. His son owns a company called Design and Build that was supposed to be a subsidiary company or working with the company called IEM that won the bid, won a bid for $251 million to manage the total $1.6 billion that Louisiana got for that. So they asked me to help them with getting the survey for residences and contractors who are affected or who will be involved with the particular project. Your contractors, they were considering hiring some on down the line.
Okay, just again to give us a time frame, a timeline. When all of what you're talking about?
This was earlier this year.
Okay, so this was in 2017.
Yeah, that was earlier this year, a few months ago.
Okay.
Right. When this occurred, I went to a meeting. O'Neal went to a meeting. When they laid out the thing, said, well, we're going to need contractors. I said, yeah, well, how you want to do it? You say, just get everybody to fill out the survey, right? And it's public information. You can go online and do it. But this company had them in the hand, said, we're going to do it with survey because everybody's not going online to do it. So as many people as you know that have been affected or want to get involved with the Restore the Louisiana project, give them a copy of the contract, right? A copy of the survey, excuse me, not a contract, copy of the survey. So I got the survey, and I was giving it to some people that I knew had been affected by the flood. And O'Neill said, "Well, Leon has a company, or the Northern Electric and Maintenance, right? And that he was going to be working with." I didn't understand the relationship.
Okay, so let's back
at the time.
Okay, I need to understand. I just need to be clear. This, what you're talking about, is a conversation between you and O'Neill. O'Neill said to you, or he told you about a relationship that he had already established with Leon. Is that correct?
Right, that's correct.
Okay, all right.
And they had been planning to do something for years, is what O'Neill told me. All right, so when I went to the meeting, I met them in the evening at in the lobby of the hotel. I think it's not La Quinta, Quality Inn in Port Allen on 415, right off the interstate. The first hotel right by Burger King and Kentucky Fried Chicken. The hotel system, right? Quality, I think that's the name of the hotel in the lobby there.
Okay, and when was this? About when?
This was a few months back. This was
okay,
prior to this incident, prior to all the stuff going on.
Okay, so right. You, O'Neill, and Leon.
Right. They were there, and I came there and met them there.
Okay.
Right? They were there in the lobby. I came in the lobby. I asked the girl before she could answer me. I saw them sitting down over there, and I walked over to them, and I gave them a copy of the survey paper. Right. Now, when I gave them the copy of the survey paper, Leon got it. I think I gave it to him then. Anyway, after that, for that I was concerned, I was done. But Leon proceeded to pull out paperwork. Now, I didn't ask him for no paperwork or nothing. I just wanted to give him the survey.
Just tell me. I just want to be clear. Okay, you went to this hotel, which Leon and O'Neill had met there prior.
They were meeting there prior to me coming.
Right. Okay. So at some point, one of them calls you and asks you to come.
Yeah, but I was contacted by O'Neill, not Leon.
Okay.
You know,
all right. Okay. And what did O'Neill say to you?
You come. You can come bring the paperwork over here now. You know, Leon here, and he got all his papers and stuff, all the stuff together. He can show you everything he got. I said, well, I don't really need to see that. I just need to give him the thing. The way he could lay it out there. I said, okay, well, I'll come. So I went to the meeting. When I went to the meeting, they were there. I gave them the paperwork, the paper that I had, the survey form from the fill out or whatever.
Was it in the conference room? Was it in?
It was in the lobby.
In the lobby. Okay,
right.
They were seated where? On a sofa, table, chair, what?
I think it was a table. I think it was a table. Yeah, you go in and you go to the right, to the place. I remember that, off to the right, a pretty large area, right? But it wasn't anybody in there. The girl at the desk and us three were the only people that I noticed in the place at the time, right? So when we sat down and I gave him the stuff, Leon had a bunch of folders and stuff, and he proceeded to explain to me Northern Electric and Maintenance, right? I said, well, the electric company. He said, no, but it's electric and maintenance. We could do any kind of home improvement. And I think he said up to a certain amount of money, and I think that might have been $75,000.
Okay, I need to first of all establish identity. Okay, we're saying Leon. Could you?
Leon Gudo, that's his name, right now.
All right. Okay, and how long have you been knowing Leon Gudo?
I've been knowing him since I met him, but not very well, right? Now, and I have had some conversation with him, and I thought him to be a pretty decent guy, right? Okay. And O'Neill held him in the highest esteem, and I respect O'Neill.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. And again, what we're doing is we're trying to identify that this is the same Leon Gudo that this incident involves. Okay. So, what do you know about Leon? Tell me how can you identify
from my dealing with him, and I've heard him talk. He worked with O'Neill in Baton Rouge.
Okay, right? But can you identify him? In other words, where does he work now?
I don't know.
Do you know where he lives?
No, I don't know. I know he's from Port Allen.
He's from Port Allen. How long have you been knowing him?
Maybe four years, maybe that, because it's been a while. maybe 3-4 years at the most.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And then according to your recollection, he owns a company called Northern Electric. What did you
Northern
say?
Electric and Maintenance LLC. I think that's what I remember him having on the paper. Northern Electric and Maintenance LLC. Right, is what it says.
All right, so it's just important that we make sure that we're talking about the right person. That's all I'm doing.
Anyway, when him and O'Neill was pretty quiet during the meeting, he wasn't saying nothing. Leon was doing most of the talking. He was showing me the paper and everything, you know. And after looking at the papers and listening to him talk, he said he got all his insurance in line. Everything is done up to this amount of money. You could do this amount of work and everything, you know. I started getting excited, you know, because I was happy to see two black men working together, having such thing so well organized. And then I began to tell him, I said, well, you got all your paperwork and everything you got a legitimate company and everything, you know. I don't see why you ain't just, you know, you don't even have to wait for no Restore Louisiana. You can get a lot of jobs. It's some of the things that I said, you know. And I said, you need to be working. Everything need to be going on. And this was his word to me, right? Well, I was waiting on O'Neill or somebody like O'Neill, all right? That's the first thing I said.
What did you understand that to mean that I was
well,
waiting on O'Neill?
He went further than that because I kept being me. I said, what you need somebody to go get jobs. I said, you need somebody to go and get the job and get everything set up and get everything rolling, you know. You need somebody to do it, or you can do it yourself, you know. And then he said, O'Neill is the face of this company.
What did you interpret that to mean?
Well, he said O'Neill is the face of the company, and he said, I'm the owner, right? That me and Leon Goodall is the owner, right? I said, well, and this is just my interpretation. I said, okay, well, you got a new, I call O'Neill new. I said, well, you got new to run the business, and you just be gonna be sitting back. This is what I'm thinking. You're gonna just be sitting back collecting the money and maybe helping get jobs or whatever, you know. Why would O'Neill pretty much run the company? That's my interpretation of it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's only my interpretation of it, but it was based upon the way he did it. That he said he was just waiting on O'Neill, and O'Neill is the face of this company. He even went so far as to say, well, O'Neill is going to be doing all the work, you know. I said, well, okay, you know, well, I understand that, you know. So, and I work for a construction company, and they got superintendents right now on a job that handle everything, you know. While the owners sit back in the office, and if they got a problem, they contact the owners and whatever. But
was it your, excuse me, Reverend Arnold, was it your understanding, was it your appreciation in this conversation that Leon was confident in O'Neill Bosley Jr.'s knowledge of the type of work that was going to be taking place? Was he confident of that?
I think he was extremely confident. Right.
He was excited.
Right. You know, he was ready to go. You know, from what I could see, he looked like he got a little bit upset with me. You know, because I was pushing him so much to go. But I call that motivation, because I know a lot of people who talk a good game and have a lot of stuff and things, but when it comes down to actually doing stuff, they be negligent. So I was really trying to encourage him with all my heart to get up off his butt and get to work. That's what I was trying to do with both of them, you know. And I think they both know that was my intent, to make them try to get up and go do something together as a team that they will present themselves for. I thought that they had, and I still think that they had great potential, and they could have accomplished a lot of things. They could have been a service to themselves as well as to a lot of people in the community. Is what my intent.
Okay, again, if we could just kind of recap this conversation. You met with Leon and O'Neill approximately 3 to 4 months ago, you would say?
I don't remember exactly how long it was, but it was a couple of months back, maybe 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And it was at a local hotel, Quality Inn.
Hotel.
Okay.
In Port Allen, you know, off the interstate. You go I-10, take the Lobdell exit. Right there, the hotel. You pass by Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then Burger King, and the hotel sits back in the corner by the gas station right there. I remember that good.
Okay, so again, and the purpose of you being called to this meeting was because I'm going to just say in general, basically, O'Neill had information that you had some contacts that was going to be of interest to the business deal that Leon and O'Neill were embarking upon. So that's why you were called to the hotel.
Right.
Is that correct?
Right. I was. Now, and I'll say this: if Leon would have called me, even now, I would have came. If Leon would have asked me to do this interview, I'd have did the interview. I'm about doing what's right in God's eyesight, and that's it. I understand, that the devil comes in and cause so much confusion amongst people who try to cooperate and do things together. And I know O'Neill. I know he has is very vocal in a lot of areas and whatnot. So I understand that a lot of people are going to come after him and try to do him some detriment for whatever.
Okay, so I just again, I want to reiterate, we're dealing with facts. We're dealing with your experience, and again, that's all we're asking for is your experience in which you actually did witness. We're not dealing with anything else of that nature. Again, it was your understanding at this meeting that O'Neill was going to be running a company or running a business. They were doing a joint venture between Leon Gudo Jr. and O'Neill Bosley Jr. Is that basically, and I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but is that basically your interpretation?
Basically, my interpretation that they were working together.
Okay.
Right. That's
right.
what I interpret that. That interpreted it absolutely positively with my understanding that they were working together. With Leon being the owner, O'Neill Bosley, I'm quoting this from what exactly that Leon told me. O'Neill would be the face of his company.
Okay,
right?
great.
My interpretation of what he said is based upon all the facts and stuff that he said then, and they said they had been, this had been in the making, right? As what the way they said it, right?
Okay.
And he said for 10 years ago, this had been in the making. We had been talking about doing this. Now we're gonna do it. That's the way I interpret it based upon all of that. And Leon and O'Neill, neither one of them could deny what I'm saying is the truth.
Okay. All right. So again, going back over, you said during the conversation that Leon went to great lengths to more or less prove to you that he had a legitimate company in Louisiana.
In my opinion, because he didn't have to do all that with me, right?
What did he? What was he trying to show to you?
He was trying to show me that his company was legitimate, that he could do all kind of different jobs. Basically, he gave me a sales presentation, and I was thinking, wow, I just needed to give you this information, right?
Okay. Was some of the information that he was trying to show to you, was it his licensing?
It was his licensing,
his insurance,
and an insurance stuff. He had it in writing. He had a certificate, and he had a license paper with it,
okay,
right?
All right.
And the envelope, right? I remember that, right?
Okay.
I remember it, and he showed me the papers, and he was articulating, talking about what all he could do, what all that was going to happen, and everything, and that O'Neill was going to be the face of the company, and he is just the owner, or everything else we straight with. Again, it was so extensive until I began to wonder why he was telling me that, and I was like, well, what else can I do besides now? So I told him, I said, if you need somebody else to get jobs, to go out and do this, that, and other, whatever, and that's why I remember him. I'm able to quote the fact that he said O'Neill is the face of the company, because all the stuff that I was talking about, he was insinuating that O'Neill was going to handle pretty much everything, So I got that,
And he went to, again. He went. I want to bring this point home. And again, if I'm misquoting you, if I'm not understanding something, please be free to say that. But again, Leon went to great lengths to prove to you, Mr. Arnold, that he was a licensed contractor. And that he had all of his paperwork and all of his licensing, all of his insurance, all of everything regarding his company as being legitimate in the state of Louisiana, and that he was going to put O'Neill as the face, meaning that he was going to put O'Neill to be in an authoritative position of his company. Is that how you interpreted it?
I had every reason to believe that O'Neill was in some kind of authoritative position the way he said it, for sure. He didn't talk about O'Neill like he was just some casual worker. That was you trying to imply.
That's what I'm trying to imply, and I need to make that clear.
The way he O'Neill,
he trusted him.
Yeah, he did. And O'Neill trusted him. I'm gonna say the same thing. But they were friends. They were buddies. They were working together. And I repeat that anyway.
Okay, all right. Now I just need to ask you a couple of other questions regarding O'Neill's work ethic. Have you been? Do you know anything about O'Neill's work ethic? Have you ever worked with him? Have you ever seen his work? Just if you could kind of elaborate a little on that.
I worked with him putting up a security system. It's two that I remember. I worked with him. He worked for a subcontractor at the construction company doing work in Donaldsonville where I was working at. He wasn't working for me. I wasn't working with him, but he was working there, and I recommended him for that particular job to the electrician. The electrician came to me and asked me if they were in the local people, electricians qualified. I said, yeah, I know a guy who went to ITI, the Technical Institute or whatever, and really, really smart, know how to do electrical work and a whole bunch of other stuff he knew how to do, right? So they hired him based on that. They didn't have any problem with him.
Didn't have any problems with him?
No, the people who we put up with it. We had one conflict with one family somewhere, and but that was resolved, I believe. But it wasn't nothing extraordinary or anything had to do with the equipment malfunction or something like that with some security stuff.
Okay, but, so did he make it good?
As far as I know, he did. I don't know what the situation was with that at all afterwards. Right.
Okay. Do you, Mr. Arnold, know of any type of unethical work that O'Neill Bosley has been accused of? Anything, and in particular, any roofing?
No.
Do you know anything of that nature?
No, I don't know nothing about roofing.
You don't know anything about roofing? Okay, all right. So
I'm talking about in regards to O'Neill's work with that. No.
Okay, nothing. All right. In regards to his electrical experience that you've had with him.
No, I think he's pretty competent. From what I know about the work with the electrical stuff. I think as a matter of fact, I think he takes his time pretty much and tries his best to do what's best with all of them. I think he takes a lot of pride in his work.
Okay, all right. That's what I needed to know. Also, Mr. Arnold, you appear to be very knowledgeable when it comes to construction work. So I just want to ask you just this general brief question in regards to contractor licensing. Okay. In regards to, if you know the particular licensing that Leon Gudo was in possession of, his licensing, what was the amount that is he's licensed for?
I thought, and I'm thinking now, I don't know. I know he set up to a certain amount. I think it was $75,000. I'm not sure, right, with that. I'm not a licensed contractor, right, but I am familiar with some things just from experience and being old or whatever, and I know that certain jobs, you can perform certain jobs and certain tasks without a contracted license. I know that, up to a certain amount of money. I don't know what the limit is, but I know certain things can be done without a contractor's license. And I understand that. So I don't know what the amount was for
you don't know how much Leon was
not right offhand. I don't, and not, if I don't want to lie, but I think it was $75,000. I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure.
Okay.
$75,000 had a ring in I think that's what it was.
Okay. And again, your experience, or let me just say this, regarding the incident with O'Neal Bosley Jr. and Clarice, the roofing job that seems to be the issue here. Are you aware of whether or not a license was needed?
No, I'm not aware of what was needed. I don't know the lady. Never met her before. I just knew O'Neal and Leon, and I just feel bad for them that they would let the devil come in and split them up, because I thought they might have had a lot of potential.
But again, according to your experience, then I'm not going to ask you anything that you're not that you don't know anything about. According to your meeting that you had with O'Neal and Leon Gudo about 3 to 4 months ago, it was your interpretation, your appreciation that O'Neal Bosley Jr. and Leon Gudo were working together, and that O'Neal was given the authority, according to that meeting that you had, that O'Neal was going to be an authority to be able to do jobs for Leon Gudo's company.
According to the way Leon expressed himself, Leon, he was giving O'Neal authority. He wasn't just getting O'Neal to just be just like a regular worker, because with the way he said it at that meeting, and he knew that I'm telling the truth, with that, he was giving O'Neal some kind of authority. Now, the extent of that authority, I don't know. The limits or boundaries of it, I don't know. But I mean, I've gotten several texts from different people and regarding to that, So I mean, and they say pretty clearly, that they were working together, from what I can see.
Okay, all right. We're gonna end this interview on today. You got the time? Well, we're still the same day.
2:13 p.m.
2:13 p.m. And we're going to end this interview. But first of all, I'd like to ask you, Mr. Arnold, are you giving this interview of your voluntarily? Are you giving it freely?
Yeah, to help people. That's right. To help them solve this problem.
And have you been coerced? Have you been promised anything?
No, nobody can coerce me to nothing. A lot of people try to, but no.
Okay. Have you been promised anything? Has anyone paid you as a result of you saying what you've just said?
Yeah.
And what you said is the truth? The honest truth, according to
according to my recollection, everything I said is the truth.
All right. Thank you so much. And we're gonna stop the interview now. Thank you.